Back here in the WRAL Live Center, of course, as you saw here on WRAL, President Joe Biden wrapped up the first night of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. That is a live look right now at United Center as the delegates leave the hall. And in this speech tonight, President Biden looked back at what he said were the big accomplishments of his one term in office so far. And he also said that selecting Kamala Harris as his running mate back in 2020 was the most important decision of his political career.
Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? It's been the honor of my lifetime to serve as your president. I love the job, but I love my country more.
And big stars of the Democratic Party helped kick off this first night of the convention. WRAL's Julia Benbrook has a look at some of the highlights.
You can feel the energy here in Chicago for the first night of the Democratic National Convention. And the headliner tonight is President Joe Biden, who spent his weekend at Camp David preparing this speech, really perfecting it. And of course, it's a very different speech than he would have given just a few weeks ago when he was still at the top of the ticket. The theme tonight has been focused on both old and new. And people have chanted throughout the night, "Thank you, Joe." I've seen buttons with "Thank you, Joe" written on them. He's expected tonight to make the case for Harris, highlighting things that they have done together in his administration, and also stress the importance of defeating former President Donald Trump in November. We've already heard from some other big names, former Secretary of State and former Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, as well as the current Democratic nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. They both made the case for the Democratic ticket.
On the other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala Harris raising her hand and taking the oath of office as our 47th President of the United States.
We all have so much more in common than what separates us. Let us fight for the ideals we hold dear, and let us always remember, when we fight, we win.
And we'll, of course, hear Harris give her final address on Thursday. She will be the headliner at the end of the week. But during those brief remarks that she made, she also put an emphasis on thankfulness to Joe Biden and what he has given to the Democratic Party.